A very good day to you, our viewers, both within and outside the country. It's interesting to be on your screen again to bring you a very interesting and exciting program, Insurance Matters. This program is being brought to you by Transparent Protection Ltd by Guarantee, an NGO that has set an assignment for itself to see that the insurance sector in Nigeria is developed. And if the sector must be developed, then there must be a lot of advocacy, and also all stakeholders must arise and do what is expected of them. My name is Godswill Egede, your regular host on this program, and like we always do, today will not be an exception. We'll be bringing you a very topical issue that has to do with the sector and its development, and then we'll be looking at its relationship with the Nigerian economy. I'm sure you'll be wondering, what has insurance got to do with the economy? But as you sit back and relax, you will gain one or two knowledge on this very topical issue. I won't fail to acknowledge the support of NICOM, National Insurance Commission, on this program, for which we have remained on air. We are very grateful to you. Now, coming back to the topic, I won't be doing this alone. I have with me someone who is very seasoned in the practice of insurance. Someone who has gotten years of experience in this field. And so he will be helping facilitate on this topic and probably to answer questions that might come in from you, as you always do, because certainly our phone lines will be on the screen. Now I'm talking about Mr. Ayeni Taofeek. You are welcome to this platform.
Yeah, thank you so much, the host, and appreciative of this invite to anchor this session with you.
All right, you're welcome. Now, I've already talked about the topic, how insurance affects the economy. In just one word, is there a relationship between insurance and the Nigerian economy?
If it is just one word, the answer is yes.
Okay, fine. That is just what I want. So it places a foundation for what we'll be discussing. So if the answer is yes, from the records, from the stats, the statistics, we know that the insurance sector contributes less than 4%. I'm sure we haven't been liberal with the figure, but I'm sure less than 4% to the GDP of the nation.
All right.
And yet, this ought to be a sector, a force to be reckoned with. I think a good point to start will be the question, why? Why less than 4%?
First and foremost,
yes.
Factors that has affected acceptability of insurance as a way of life. Insurance as a practice to mitigate losses are so enormous, and they are endless. In our own situation, peculiarly for Nigeria, socio-cultural beliefs, religious beliefs, and in fact, low advocacy, level of awareness, people consciousness about the existence of insurance in itself is another major factor. And when they become aware of it, the next thing is over spiritualization of everything. God is my ultimate insurer. Forgetting about the fact that when there is a loss, God will not come down to bail you out. It becomes your own responsibility to protect what you value. It becomes an expectation of someone that has worked hard to earn a living, to think of how to protect what you have expended money on in such a way that when there is a fortuitous event or an unexpected loss occurs, you will be able to bounce back in no time. It's just like somebody setting up a business, and at the end of the day, you have no insurance over that business. If anything happens, how do you bounce back? How do you bounce back? So we will need to get out of our shell of beliefs, old beliefs, to inculcate new beliefs that these are realities of life. The socio-cultural beliefs has to be checked. The religious side of it also has to be massively campaigned against, such that people will become fully aware of what they are supposed to do. And of course, the practitioners too should reach out more to the populace for them to build trust in the business of insurance and then be ready to patronize indigenous insurance companies. All this has to be done, because if it is not done, we will continue to have the figure so abysmally low, 4% out of a population of over 200 million people. It is so ridiculous.
It is so ridiculous, you have said. Now, you know, it's a two-side of a coin. You have talked about probably the attitude of the populace of Nigerians. I mean, something gives rise to certain attitude. Now, is it that they don't understand about insurance, like you said, some don't even believe it exists, or that the players, the insurance companies, are probably not doing what is expected of them? How do you balance this?
Okay, thank you so much, moderator. The truth about it is a two-side thing. It's on the side of the seller, it's on the side of the buyer. Okay. Now, as an insurance company, most of the insurance companies in Nigeria, we will say the reach out to the populace is not really as much as it is supposed to be. However, what has mitigated the acceptability more is more of socio-cultural, which we need to catch them young. And that is why NICOM is doing fantastically well. Now, in our institutions of learning, secondary schools, we have insurance as a subject being taught already. And also the professional body, Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria, they are as well doing well, reaching out to schools, catching them young, doing massive, awareness for people to know that there are insurance policies, products in place that helps to protect certain fortuitous events. However, on the part of the practitioners, the regulators, the insurers, we are expected to do more. And then on the part of the populace, we have people in Nigeria that's schooled abroad and they know the value of insurance. How well are we educating ourselves too? How well are we passing the message to others that do not know? In my own office, a woman was in my office some weeks back. The husband took an insurance policy that she never knew. And upon the death of the husband, over a year ago, they just discovered via a text message from my office that there was, we were wishing the husband, the late husband, a happy birthday. So it was at that point she got to know that the husband had an insurance policy. Because we paid the claim, she took up another policy. Because she understood that, oh, so the husband took this to benefit them. So she needs to take something to benefit them. So the populace, the consumer, now the citizens, their experience of loss will also be one of the factors that will make them to believe in insurance over time.
I was excited when you made that statement that the claim was paid and she took up another policy, because this is the problem that we have always encountered even on this platform. I would like the producer to put our phone on the screen, so people should call in. Let us know probably why you are not taking on insurance policy. Let us know your experience. Probably you have any question to ask. Feel free to contribute to this discussion. Now, this question might, I know some persons might not feel comfortable to answer, but in one statement probably, why do you think the industry is performing so poorly? Do you think the problem is more of the citizenry or more of the key players, the insurance company? Where do you think it lies more?
Okay, I will first and foremost apportion the blame to the government.
Okay.
The government, some years back, at least we have mandatory insurance policies that you don't have an option. Once you fall within the category of people that must take these policies, you just have to take them.
Okay,
because it is mandatory.
Just hold your thought on that. Let's see what this caller has to say. Hello, your name and where you calling from?
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Your name? Okay, we lost that call. Your name and where you calling from?
This is Andrew from Apo.
Andrew from Apo. Okay, go ahead very briefly. Let's hear you.
Yeah, the issue of this insurance.
Yes.
A person who has a vehicle.
Yes.
he has been paying his insurance.
Yes.
If the vehicle has a breakdown and he don't have money to repair it, and the motor is parked, how can he get the insurance to be of help? Or is it until somebody's vehicle burned on accident or whatever?
All right.
I am a victim of my vehicle that is down.
Okay, well, what nature of policy do you have? Is it comprehensive or third party?
It's third party.
Third party. Okay, just keep listening. I'm sure our guest will attend to that question very briefly. Thank you very much, Andrew, for calling.
Thank you.
Our phone lines are already buzzing. I know a lot of persons, well, they have things to say. Okay, this is his concern. Just quickly address his concern. Now, yes, third party.
As regards third party and motor insurance, before answering this question, I was about saying something about compulsory insurance policies. Yes. Part of which you have third-party motor insurance being compulsory as far back as 1945 in Nigeria here. But yet, some people will not take it. However, your third-party motor insurance policy does not indemnify you where your vehicle is, suddenly developed a fault that is not accidental. However, even if it was accidental, your third-party motor insurance policy will not pay anything to you, the policy holder, because it is meant to take care of the liability to third parties.
Thank you so much.
That is why you need to take a comprehensive insurance. However, even your comprehensive insurance on your motor will not indemnify you, will not pay you anything to fix a routine checkup, maintenance works on your car.
So in a GV, what does it cover? Just hit the name.
Basically, on a third-party motor insurance policy, like I said, it covers third-party liabilities, which is third-party property damage, third-party bodily injury, and third-party death.
Okay.
Third-party property damage, according to what the benefit states, is to 1 million naira limit any one occurrence for paying just 5,000 naira.
Okay, talk on the comprehensive. What does it cover?
Comprehensive covers, I'll just group this comprehensive cover into two major classes. It covers third-party liabilities, which is third-party, which I've mentioned, and then it covers own damage as a result of collision, vandalization, or burglary. It also covers theft to one car, and lastly, it covers fire. There are other benefits under comprehensive insurance, which varies from organizations to organization, but these are the basic covers that you will need to know. And they come so cheap, but people still don't do it. As I was saying about government being a major culprit in this, we have gazetted laws that says these insurance policies are compulsory. How well are we driving the process to enforce it, so that the populace will surely take up the policy because it is compulsory? So the enforcement of the law will trigger a sudden boom in the industry, such that players will meet up with their obligations and the entire populace will be asleep. Let's give a typical example here again. It is a tradition of the government, which I want them to stop. The rainy seasons are here. Most people would rather not insure their farmland. They will not insure their homes. They will not insure their houses against fire and special perils or other related perils. But when the perils operates and it leads to loss, government will come with compensation. Instead of compensating these people, pay this money as premium to insurance companies, so that when the losses occur, the insurance company will live up to their expectation, and the populace will on their own build trust and start patronizing us. But we'll wait till when the loss occur, and the government will not come. We'll organize compensation, through which only God knows if the money will eventually get to the real beneficiaries. This I have observed. Secondly, as a factor that we know has affected the abysmal penetration of insurance in the industry, knowledge gap.
Knowledge gap.
Knowledge gap. People really don't know the limit to which insurance can actually help them.
What? We're supposed to tell them.
We are doing our best as practitioners, but the truth again is, we cannot say we have done fantastically well as an industry. But like I told you, CRM, NICOM, that is one of the reasons this program is on here now. NICOM is sponsoring this because we need people to know. When everybody gets to know, then the dynamics of the business also improves. and then the contribution to GDP will surely go up.
Thank you so much for such a passionate approach to this matter. You have spoken clearly to the government, and I hope those who are supposed to hear this are hearing this. And that is why we're on this platform, and that is why Transparent Protection Ltd by Guarantee is in existence, to partner with relevant stakeholders to carry on this advocacy to every corner of this country. Now, we have established the fact that there is knowledge gap, and I mean, you have thrown blames here and there to some stakeholders. What exactly should be the way forward?
Great. Thank you so much. To start with any way forward, you must have accepted the fact that there is a problem.
Yeah, of course. That's why we have established.
So now that we have established that there is a problem, the next thing is every consumer of any form of insurance product, if you have bought any policy and you're listening to us on this station at this moment, reach out to your insurance broker or agent or insurance company. Seek to know, have full understanding of what you have bought. What are the limitations to it? Because this issue of trust has to be addressed. Some people buy insurance for no reason. I just want to buy because my sister is working there.
Or because the government said we should.
Or because the government said we should buy. Know what benefit you stand to gain. So if you don't know the benefit, you would not continually appreciate why you have to pay your premium. If you are insuring a house, for instance, the premium you will pay to insure a house of 100 million naira, you will have to pay that premium for over 400 years before you will get close to the value of that building. Whereas, if you pay for just 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, if there is a loss and it leads to total loss, insurance is going to pay you to rebuild that house rather than dipping your hand into your own fund that you have kept for other use. Secondly, to address the problem that we have established, aside from addressing building trust, we need government to help to enforce all the mandatory insurance policies. When the enforcement is there, the growth will automatically come up. Thirdly, all insurance companies in Nigeria licensed to sell insurance products, either life or non-life, or a composite insurance company as it may be. Let us continually fulfill our contractual obligation, which is why some insurance companies, because I'm not allowed to mention names, by the time you see the adverts that goes on massively for people to get to know about insurance, you will appreciate the effort of some insurance companies.
Okay, I like that word, some insurance companies.
Yes. Whereas some insurance companies, what they do today in the industry, you'll also be shocked. Because when there is a claim that is legitimately meant to be paid, they find a way to wriggle out of it, which eventually also affects people's, the consumer perception of every insurance company. You hear somebody saying, insurance people, they only collect premium when it's time to pay claim, and you don't ask that person, sir, have you had a claim before? You will say, no, my friend told me. Then you now say, okay, who is that your friend that had a claim? But then you get to the friend will also tell you it is another person. So it is causing a ripple effect of damage that we need to curb ASAP.
Okay, thank you so very much. I will let you go until I've asked you this question. Do you think that the insurance industry has a reputation issue, challenge, probably, how would I put it now, the reputation of the industry? Do you think it is ill-perceived? And if it is ill-perceived, can you say that it's from the insurance company, the way they relate to the policyholders?
First and foremost, I will say, when you talk about reputation, what goes in that word is too large. Because as a regulator, NICOM will never approve any insurance company that is having a shaky reputation. The composition of the board, the directors, and the management of the organization must be such that NICOM must have approved it. Secondly, in terms of operation, there are levels of operation to checkmate the solvency, the survival, future survival of every insurance company in Nigeria, which is well managed and monitored by NICOM, giving birth to so many digital initiatives from NICOM at the moment. So therefore, when you talk about reputation, we would say NICOM has done their best to ensure that only solid, reliable insurance companies operate within the shores of Nigeria, and they must have adequate reinsurance protection to be able to do the business of insurance in the right way. However, reputation again, because it is the reason people will buy. If you lack reputation, I won't deal with you. Hence, it's a function of individual organization and the type of products they come up with to the populace. How would an insurance company come up with a product that is meant for the developed world, that is not peculiar, specific for the developing country that we are in?
And I'm aware that those policies are first ought to be approved by NICOM.
Yes, but at the point of approval, there are classes of people in the economy. You have the people at the high end, the middle end, then the lower end. According to our population, the chunk of our population today fall within the lower end. Hence, the emergence of retail insurance products that every household should be able to embrace and buy.
All right, thank you. Time is not always on our side in this program. Right now, our phone lines are buzzing, but we can't take all the calls. But you can send us text messages, and then we'll address your concerns even outside this program. Just quickly list for us those insurance policies that ought to be compulsory by law. God
bless you. First and foremost, third-party motor insurance is meant to be compulsory, and that's according to the Road Act of 1945. Then we have group life insurance for death in active service. Any organization that has employed, it used to be 5, but now it is 3. Once you have 3 employees, whether private or public, you must have group life insurance policy in place. For any building, just imagine what happened recently. A building over 20 floors collapsed in Lagos, Nigeria. And I think what we read about it is that there was no insurance in place for such a building, whereas there is a law that says for every building above 2 floors, it must have builder's liability insurance in place. Then
that is during the construction of it?
Yes, during the construction. It must have, according to, I think, Section 65 of the Insurance Act of 2003. It is compulsory. Then the other one is the occupier's liability insurance. A building where the members of the public have ingress and egress, where people go in and out frequently for business or for pleasure. Any plaza, any theater, any structure where you have people going in and out for contractual business or pleasure or whatever reason, you must have occupier's liability insurance in place. The other insurance policy that is equally compulsory, I've mentioned motor insurance, I've mentioned group life, builder's liability, occupier's liability. The 5th one is the workman compensation. The workman compensation, you have people that you have employed that are occupationally exposed to occupational hazards. You must protect them. So these are insurance policies that are not optional. So we have various organizations. Then in the scheme of activities in Nigeria today, all of the things we do, people downplay the importance of taking up all these insurance policies.
So it's obvious that a lot of persons are actually observing this law in the breach, and probably the government needs to set up mechanisms to enforce all these that you have mentioned. I must appreciate you for coming on this program to shed more light on this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, our viewers. Sorry for all the calls that we are not able to take because of a whole lot of things that needed to be explained. Like I will always say, by this time next week, we'll be back on your screen with something more interesting. Keep the text messages coming. Call us if you have any issue. That is why this organization is here, and we'll be ready to listen to you. Once again, we appreciate NICOM for their support. We appreciate Intech Partners, our legal consultants who helps us when it comes to legal aspect of advocacy. I will continue to do what we are doing on this program to ensure that the sector is developed. Thank you so much, and from me to you is be insured and be assured of help.